I would like to apologize for the quality of today's video. Yesterday I got my first COVID vaccination at noon, and I have sweated through 4 shirts since then. I know this is nothing near as bad as having the Rona itself, but it ain't wonderful either. So, apologize for the quality. Alright, back on February 1st, I made the video Transistor Gain and Contactless AC Detection, where we made one of these little, AC voltage detectors. And it kind of worked, but the LED was so dim that we might as well have said, it doesn't work, because it was just too dim to really even show up. So I got some suggestions on things to do, including making the antenna section bigger and adding a beeper to it. So that's what we're going to do today. So here's the circuit done up again right here with the beeper added to it. No other changes are made to this part of the circuit. Then here it is redrawn with the beeper, larger antenna, and this is wider. So you can see it's going to look pretty much about the same. Just has a wider antenna, and now it has a beeper on it. So I'm going to get those ordered from PCBWay, and we'll put one together and see if it works better this time. Did you guys know that PCBWay offers rapid prototyping? That's right, they do. CNC machining in stainless steel. That's pretty cool. They also do sheet metal fabrication if you need a stamped chassis, 3D printing, and injection molding. So if you've got something that you want to build, but you don't have the equipment, because the equipment could be darn right pricey, they've got the equipment to do it for you. So check them out. Go to PCBWay.com/rapid prototyping and see if they can help you out with your projects. All right, the boards are back in town. Let's get them out and have a look. Yeah. They look like they should work. Make sure my buzzer fits, and it does. All right. Let's put one of these together and see if it actually works this time. All right, let's start populating some of these parts. Start with a resistor. So everybody growing up in school had, certain teachers, I believe, who probably made a big difference in their lives. Either by teaching them well, or by being an example of how not to be a teacher. I can't find my clippers, hold on. When I was in the 6th grade, I had one of those evil teachers. Not going to name any names. She knows who she is. And I did get one particular thing out of her class. For science class, she had a lot of what I would call DIY experiment kits. They weren't really experiments. This stuff, like, it was a bunch of pulleys and some string in a box so that you could learn, about how pulleys worked and how to make a block and tackle and stuff like that. I really enjoyed that.
And also, one of the things that she had was a electromagnet kit. I really enjoyed that. In fact, I enjoyed it so much that I came home and thought to myself, well, if a D-cell battery wrapped around a nail made a decent electromagnet, I could make one better. Now remember, this is 6th grade. I didn't know what I was doing yet. So I got one of my dad's extension cords. You are not sticking. Nope, not at all. Anyway, I got one of my dad's extension cords, cut the end of it off. You know, strip back, let's say, 6 inches of wire off of each end. Found a big old nail. I mean, we're talking like a roofing type nail. I wrapped that around it, and I plugged it in. And immediately, all of the lights in the house went off because I had blown the main breaker. I felt like, you know, Wile E. Coyote from a Roadrunner cartoon. I was probably standing there, you know, all brown and black and covered in smoke. But I survived, surprising. I survived my childhood, which was the whole point of this little story. I'm surprised I have made it this far from some of the things that I have tried in my life. I didn't always make the best decisions. Hell, to this day, I probably still don't make the best decisions, but at least I think I'm good enough these days not to kill myself. I was having a talk with my son the other day about, like, what does it mean to raise a child, or, you know, to be a father? What the hell do I know? I only got one kid. So I look at it like this. Back in 2000, I was learning to fly. I got my single engine, private pilot, instrument airplane land ticket back then. And now we got a solder bridge. And one of the things that my instructor said to me was, I am not here to teach you how to fly the airplane. He said, I am here to protect the airplane until you figure out how to fly it yourself. So that's kind of how I figure on my child raising style is, I'm not here to tell the boy everything he needs to do. I want him to find out some of that stuff on his own. But I'm not going to let him do anything too stupid so that he ends up hurting himself. At least that's my plan. And what brought this up was he had called me Friday, said he was heading down here from his mother's house, and his mother told him not to go on this particular road. That's the easiest way to get from his house to her house to my house, because there was a bad accident and somebody had been killed, and she had come upon it. She said it was a girl who was lying on the road, presumably dead. It looked like she was riding a dirt bike, And there's the phone. So later that night, he came and told me, he goes, Dad, you want to know who the girl was? I'm like, okay. And he told me her name, and I'm like, she goes to school with you, right? He's like, yeah. He said, and that's not all. There was somebody underneath the truck, and he was killed too. Now, my son didn't know him. He was from the neighboring town. But, man, you know, ever since he's got his driver's license, I worry. I know he's a pretty good driver. Another solder bridge. That's the problem with these transistor footprints. They're just so small. There we go. All right. Now, you need to use an active buzzer when you do these, or it's not going to work. Hopefully, this is an active buzzer. Let's find out. So I've got it hooked up 3 volts on the power supply. Yes, this is an active buzzer, so we're good. Now, next thing to know is, which way do I put it in? I don't remember. One moment, please. All right, so I consulted my drawing, and I believe that to be the negative side. If we put this together and it doesn't make any sound, well, then we'll know that that wasn't the negative side, won't we? Such is life. Yeah, that's right. If we look at the LED here, that's the cathode of the LED. That goes up to that side, the far side. Yep, we're good. All right. Get those guys in there. Never know what life's going to bring you. Let's make sure our LED is good as well. I got 3 volts here on the power supply. I'm just going to turn it. Turn that up to 10 milliamps. Then we should be able to hook this up. Make sure our LED works as well. Oh, you look at that. It's backwards, Paul, you big dummy. There we go. So our LED works as well. Test your components before you put them in. Don't assume anything works out of the box, especially if you bought it from, you know, the usual sources. I mean, if you bought it from DigiKey or Mouser, you're probably okay, but what's it take you, 10 seconds to check it anyway? So check it anyway. What's the old saying? An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. All right. So then we got to put our battery in here. Okay, man. had to cut the screw smaller, so cut your screw with the nut on, and then when you pull it off, the nut will clean up the threads. Think smarter. And of course, it's also good if I need to move that hole. Did I lose my screw? Sacre bleu. Alright. Now we gotta get our screw on here, or our nut on here. Come on. Oh, come on. Why you want to cross thread? Don't cross thread. Go on correctly. There we go. No? Yes? No. Oh, it's going to be like that, huh? One moment. Nothing says loving like a big old crescent wrench, right? Get that bad boy on there. What I need is a couple more arms. Yeah. Now we're tight. Okay. These are going to get soldered on the bottom. So let me tin those holes. And we'll get our piece of wire there. Piece of wire there. Get our strippers. Not those kind of strippers, Barry. I know you live in Florida. We don't do that here in Ohio. And then we'll tin these. And once everything's tinned, we shall put them together. Little sharp piece there. I don't need that much to solder, just a little. Since these are tin and that's tin, we just heat them up and they'll go right together. Same here, don't need a lot. Oh, could be like that, huh? Oh, son of a gun. Okay. I'll have to go Mr. Bendy time on this one. Alrighty then, let's see if she works. Alright, we need something with some AC power, so here's my Mackie 408 PA mixer. Here's our device. Let's bring it in. How about an LED light? Yeah, I'd say she's working. Cool. So the LED light's bright at the beginning, but at the end it kind of gets dark as the buzzer kind of takes the power out of it. Because if we go over and look here, you can see they're in parallel. So the buzzer, which will draw more power, kind of robs power from the LED. Yeah, we could put a buffer in there. Frankly, I don't care. It works. It's proof of concept. It works. We've just used a bunch of transistors to increase the gain, made a PCB antenna. Cool. So I'll put this up on the PCBWay website. If you guys are interested, you can download it. If not, well, at least you learned something about transistor gain. If you enjoyed this video, I hope you'll give me a thumbs up. Feel free to comment, share, and don't forget to subscribe. Big thanks to all the patrons, and a big thanks to PCBWay for sponsoring this video. That's it. I'm out. Peace.